I want more men to be checked for prostate cancer once they get to a certain age. My father, about 5 years ago, was diagnosed with prostate cancer. For him, in his 80s, it was still within the prostate, and he lives with it, and it's not a problem. He has treatment, and it keeps it under control. Nobody told me at that time that that makes me much more likely to contract it or have it. So when I was diagnosed with it, I wasn't a shock, but it was too late for me to have any options open. And the only option is to live with it and control it.
It does seem, because we put all of this to Nick earlier on when he was in the studio, talking about screening programs and why there isn't a screening program for prostate cancer like there is others, cervical and breast. And it was about healthy men. You do need the evidence in order to benefit the majority, and the right authorities feel like they haven't got that. And Public Health England have said that the PSA test is just not accurate enough to meet the requirements for a national screening programme. Do you accept that?
Well, I've accepted it. My point perhaps is that I never had any symptoms, not that it couldn't be put down to something else. And by the time I did go, I know when I was diagnosed, the urologist said it's probably been spreading for a year or more. Well, I'd certainly had no symptoms a year previously. So my thoughts are that once you're over 50, if you go and have a simple PSA test, if it comes back a bit high, then it gets investigated and you can bottom out, do you have prostate cancer or is there another reason? If it comes back with a false negative, in that you actually do have it but the PSA test hasn't shown it up, well, I can't see that you're in a worse position than having not had it at all. So I know it's not accurate, I know it's not 100%, but at the moment it's the best we've got. Having said all that, there's lots of investigations, etc., being carried out into what we can do. Recently, MRI scans, I think the consultant mentioned MRI scans, they've come to the fore in detecting the cancer. So there is progress, which is why I'm wearing this t-shirt.
Well, I was going to say, and we'll get on to that, because you are raising money for charity now, aren't you?
Yeah, Prostate Cancer UK is a charity that raises money for research into prostate cancer and also helps men with prostate cancer by giving them support. And I'm going to be riding my pedal cycle. I normally ride a bike with an engine in the middle, not pedals, from London to Amsterdam, 145 miles.
Oh.
That's taking place on the 9th and 10th of June this year. And it's been organised by Prostate Cancer UK. I think there are something approaching 500 riders.
Amazing.
Some going from London, some from Yorkshire. And that's what we're raising the money for.
That would be an amazing trip. I think you've got a fundraising page. And
if you go to Just Giving and search on Paul J. Deere, you'll find my Just Giving page, hopefully.
You are a gentleman who's over 50, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. You are an ex-police officer. I think you will know better than anybody how difficult it can be for men to admit they're having symptoms and that they should go to the doctor and get checked out. What would you say to them if they're worried, concerned, but at the moment putting it off?
Just go and do it. It's better to find it earlier than later. And men have symptoms, I did, which I can now think, yeah, perhaps that was the prostate cancer, but at the time I put it down to more mundane things. I'm working hard, I've got a bit of backache. Maybe in hindsight that was the cancer causing me a little bit of pain. I'm feeling fatigued. I know now that's another symptom, but at the time I thought, well, I'm working hard, of course I'm fatigued. I'm well over 50, I'm actually 60, and I'm thinking I'm 60 years old, I'm doing manual labour, I'm going to be tired. But it's only later, looking back in hindsight, I think, well, actually, possibly that was a symptom.
It's nice to meet you. Thank you very much. All the best with this bike ride as well. Do let us know how you get on.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in today. That's Paul Deere there from Glastonbury, who wanted to share his experience of prostate cancer to try and encourage other men who are having symptoms to go and get tested. As I mentioned before, and I do want to read this out because I know it has come up, Public Health England have previously said that the PSA test is not accurate enough to meet the requirement of a national screening programme. A raised PSA level can mean a man has prostate cancer, but the PSA test can also miss cancer as well. Obviously, if you're concerned about anything, do contact your doctor. It's 8:15, it's BBC Somerset. Good morning to you.